Welcome to MCT 935 EKF project. Today I'm going to discuss about the theme and mostly the norm, like is paid maths platform better? My name is WX Leong. I am going to have two constraints for my discussion. Firstly, the age group. I've chosen that this discussion will be discussing students within the age of 15 to 17 or grade 10 to grade 12 students. Secondly, I'm also discussing this only within the context of maths platform and not general education platform. Everyone will indeed think that money buys everything, but that includes paid maths platform. Perhaps the norm is that wherever you paid for something, it has to be good. There are many paid maths platform out there for students to pay and learn, but to what degree has a student learned is another side of story. Now, paid platform, of course, do have their advantages, and one of that is self-marking. For the following discussion, I would like to name the paid maths platform as a maths platform A. So maths platform A is an interactive online teaching and homework subscription website for schools that provide coverage for a range of international curricula for ages 11 to 18, including the IB, Cambridge Assessment, International Education, and etc. So Maths Platform A offers a wealth of resources that will help you deliver your teaching in the classroom and develop your students' confidence and fluency in maths. In there, teachers can select ready-made topical questions that spread across various grades, and students will just have to do those selected questions, and then the software will do the marking for them. The disadvantage there is that in this platform, the mathematical steps, or rather the methods of getting the answer, is not shown. What the software is interested in is only marking your final answer if it's right or wrong. I've gotten in the website known as the student room the feedback, and I quote: 1. Stupid marking where you can get deducted 3 marks. I will have got 100% for accidentally typing an equal sign instead of a plus because I forgot to hold a shift. 2. Technological errors where it doesn't mark a whole question for no reason, and again would have got 100%. 3. Silly mistakes where if you make a basic mental arithmetic error but get general answer or method right, you get most of the marks in a normal homework or exam. On this maths platform, it just goes and deduct the whole five marks for nothing. 4. Bad matters, where for people who may struggle with maths, fortunately not for him, if you go and get a 0%, the teacher cannot see where you have gone wrong, and therefore explain it to you instead. You'll get a computer screen full of crosses, and that is not helpful. And I have another quote from Reddit. Right, this says that um, I looked online and found a lot of websites that were supposed to be for IB math students like me, but I found that they were either poorly structured or no better than my textbook. So I reached out to some other IB students online, past and present, seeking advice. Now, to be fair, these students actually went on and found some good platform for practice later. But the argument is this, right? In the beginning, if he hasn't done a proper consultation, the student will actually in a dilemma paying and practicing no better than the textbook. So the above example echo most of what my students have said, and yet it is there perhaps for the convenience of teachers. Need not have to mark their notebook tediously. From the description, I choose to differ on students' confidence and fluency. I believe confidence and fluency will arrive when there's a proper psychological development to it. But firstly, I would like to quote the definition of pedagogy from Wikipedia. Right? It says, pedagogy, most commonly understood as the approach to teaching, is the theory and practice of learning, and how this process influences and is influenced by the social, political, and psychological development of learners. Pedagogy, taken as an academic discipline, is the study of how knowledge and skills are imparted in an educational context, and it considers the interaction that takes place during learning. Both the theory and practices of pedagogy vary greatly, as they reflect direct reflect social, political, and cultural context. So, from Wikipedia definition, what is clearly lacking in paid platform is the psychological development and the interaction that take place. So, just to have to define what development psychology is. So, I'm taking this from Wikipedia. It says development psychology is the scientific study of how and why human beings change over the course of their life. So, and also development psychology examines the influence of nature and nurture on the process of human development and processes of change in context across time. So from there, I would like to argue that now paid platform, which to me is an exploitation of children, where children were asked to get answers in a restricted manner, where for some important steps are not even given, even highlighted, especially those answers that they just mark it correct or wrong. Lastly, I would like to talk about interaction. Interaction is needed in the classroom activity. Right? It helps the teaching and learning process to run smoothly, efficiently, and it can also improve learners' communicative cognitive. Some studies show that the students' interaction happens in the classroom. And by using classroom interaction, students are more active in the learning process, which is a very important element here, and that's where the paid platform doesn't provide. So, in conclusion, I would like to say that paid platform has no interaction and psychological development that the children need. And therefore, I'm against the hypothesis and that paid maths platform is not much better. Thank you.